Come to be seated in a comfortable posture where your front hip bones are either the same height or a little bit higher than your knees. So if you're seated on a chair or on the floor, you might need to elevate your hips. If you're on a chair, see that your feet are flat on the floor, preferably barefoot, and if you're able to be outside, then you'll get even more grounding from the earth. Whichever posture you're in, use your hands to widen the backs of the thighs on each leg. Move your inner groins down so that the spine, the pelvis can have its natural slight tilt forward. But then release the tailbone down as well so that these back ribs are broad. And then roll the shoulders back. Feel that the head is balanced just on top of the spine. Close your eyes for a moment and take a slow, deep inhale and exhale out through your mouth with a sigh or a sound. And just let yourself arrive for a moment. Feeling your sit bones, your feet, your hands. Feel your breathing. And then quietly open your eyes if you like and stretch your arms, stretching them forward first of all so that the elbows, the wrists and the fingers are all awake. And keep stretching them forward so you feel how your arms are connected to your ribs as you stretch them up. Taking the arms back and lifting the back ribs up so your waist stays long, the tailbone releases down. Keep stretching your arms up. I'm going to turn around so you can see these next few postures from behind. You'll bend your elbows, stretch your fingers, spread the palms, release your jaw, slightly opening your mouth. And feel the muscles in your upper back engaging. Take your right elbow slightly further back, spin the right fingers down. Feel your inner shoulder blades pressing onto your back, but keep your lower back ribs widening so your kidneys and your back of the diaphragm are broad. Take your hands so the right hand hovers just in front of the sacrum and the left hand's above the crown of your head. And again, feel the back muscles here. Release your jaw. Without touching your head and without touching your back, take your hands closer. Keep releasing the jaw. And then bring your hands onto your back and bring your left arm closer to your left ear. Climb the right hand a little higher perhaps, but keep the right shoulder back so the chest muscles are broad. Either staying here or holding a strap, or perhaps some of you can hold the fingers, but then take the right shoulder back again. Right shoulder blade pressing onto your back. And take a deep breath to broaden the ribs and broaden the diaphragm as you release your jaw and slightly open your mouth. And release. Inhale and stretch your arms up again. Widen the diaphragm, lift the back ribs up. Release the jaw and the eyes. Bend the elbows again. Feel the back muscles engage. These are the muscles that keep your heart and your lungs lifted. Take your left elbow back. Spin the left fingers down. Feeling the back muscles. Taking your hands in front of the sacrum and in front of the crown of the head, pause. Without touching your back or your head, take your hands closer. Again, keep checking in that you're not pushing your floating ribs at the front forward. Keep the lower back ribs wide. Bringing your hands onto your back, arrange the right arm so it's closer to your right ear and spin the bicep inwards towards your ear. Take the left shoulder back, shoulder blade onto your back. If you can hold a strap or the hands, then grip so that you can use the grip of your hands to lift and broaden the back ribs more. Keep taking the left shoulder back. Release your jaw. And then leave your left arm where it is. Release with your right and circle your right arm all the way behind. If you can, then bring your palms together like this, with the thumb and the index fingers pressing, so the shoulders are still back. If your hands are down here, there's not much leverage on the shoulders, so instead clasp the hands this way, with the palms facing up and the hands at the sacrum. Use your little fingers on your back, if you're in reverse namaste, to lift the back of the spine while you move the lower back ribs back into the heel of the hand. And then you can all clasp your hands here at the sacrum. Take your elbows back. Take the shoulders back, but keep the waist back. If you're on a chair, take your hands now, separate the hands and hold the chair seat. And if you've got a chair back like I have, you can press your elbows against the chair back. Slide yourself forward or back on the chair so you're the right distance in order to be able to use the arms as levers to lift the chest. If you're seated on the floor, you can instead stretch the arms back and press the fist down onto the floor to lift the chest. So the shoulders are back, the tailbone still moves down, but the chest lifts, and the face only lifts as far as the line of the chest lifts the face up. And then inhale and come to be neutral for a moment. Open your mouth wide, release the jaw. Stick the tongue out towards the tip of the chin. And take a sigh. And then taking your right hand, if you're on a chair, just reach down to hold the side of the chair. Left hand, the crown of the head. If you're on the floor, right hand goes on the floor. Side bending to open the left ribs, then the left lung. Keep your shoulder blades onto your back, shoulders back. If you're holding a chair, with your right hand, push into the chair to keep your weight on your left sit bone. If your right hand's on the floor, it's a similar action. Come to the center and change sides. Keep your shoulders back. Feel the spaces in between your right ribs. Widen those spaces. Stay grounded on your right sit bone. And then when you're ready, come to the center, close your eyes and rest your hands where they're comfortable and just notice your breathing. Quietly open your eyes. Inhale, bring your arms in front of you. And then cross the right arm over the left. Wrap the wrists in the hands. Lift your elbows. Press your forearms away from your face. Keep stretching the fingers won't be level. And then press the upper arms against each other so that the back of the chest widens, but the front and the sides of the chest also lift. Again, take a sigh out through your mouth, or it could be a horse breath through pursed lips. See what there is for you to release. And then release the arms, change sides. Left over right, wrap the wrists in the hands, stretch your fingers. Lift your elbows, forearms away. Actively press the upper arms against each other. Feeling the whole circumference of your chest, front, back and sides. Exhale, release the jaw with a sigh or a sound or a horse breath. And release your arms. If you are seated on the ground, just stay as you are. If you're in a chair, then turn sideways to the back of the chair so that you can twist to the right, taking both hands onto the chair seat. If you're seated on the ground, you'll just be twisting one hand behind you, one hand onto your thigh. So using your hands actively, pressing with the right hand, pulling with the left, keeping your weight even on both sit bones, and feeling the circumference of the chest, the front, back and the sides. So you're wanting to keep an evenness throughout. Inhale to the center. If you're in a chair, turn in the other direction. And exhale to the left. Pressing with your left hand, pulling with your right, widening the elbows away from each other so the arm bones widen and the chest stays wide. Inhale to the center. You'll repeat as you just did if you're seated on the floor. If you're in a chair, bring your feet together and twisting now this way. Bringing your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right hand holds the chair back so you can move forward and back or back on your chair in order to get a good angle. And again, the right hand pulls and the left elbow pushes. Inhale to the center and to the second side. Feel that the legs are fixed. So if you're turning to the left, stretch your left knee forward, pull your right knee back. Inhale to the center. Just pausing for a moment, you can soften or close the eyes. Notice your breathing. Release your jaw. Change your posture if you need to. So if you've been seated on the floor, you can change the cross of the legs or change the position of your legs. Widen the backs of the thighs again. And then interlace the fingers, so press into the roots of the fingers. Turn your wrists as you turn the palms away from you. So you want to bring the wrists level, little finger side of the wrist directly above the thumb side of the wrist, really turning them in. But then you lift your biceps, your inner upper arms to the ceiling. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach your arms up and back. And as you do that, bring your head forwards a bit, lifting your chest, but bring your chin forwards towards the lift of the chest as you press your arms back to help remind you to lift your lower back ribs up, to keep the back waist long. So the arms press back, but the lower back ribs also lift up and back. Bringing the arms down, turning the palms towards you and moving each finger over, so the other little finger's on the outside. Turn your palms away again, so you spin the wrists inward, but then you spin the inner upper arms upward to the ceiling. Inhale. This time exhaling, and as you raise the hands, keep looking at the hands. Move slowly though, because you want to keep that feeling of the lower back ribs lifting up and moving back, so the waist doesn't drop. Don't bend your neck either. This movement is to encourage the lift of the chest and the length of the side waist. Keep your tailbone heavy. And then exhale and bring your arms down. And then one last time, if you like, you can change the interlace of the fingers again, this time with the head neutral. Spin the forearms inwards, the inner upper arms up. Inhale. Exhale with the head neutral. Lift the arms. Press the upper arms back. Lift the back ribs up. And just feel your breathing body, how it widens, broadens to touch your skin, front, back and sides of the chest. Release your tongue, soften your eyes. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down, close the eyes. Releasing your jaw and your tongue and your eyes with the exhale, but maintaining the lift of the inner body. Take a sigh or a sound. Reminding yourself that it's possible to relax the sense organs, the eyes, tongue, inner ears, the skin, even as we remain alert, awake, and open through the other organs of the body. And begin to notice your breathing. Begin to notice where you're tense, especially around the tops of the shoulders, the trapezius muscles. You can just shake them gently up and down or circle them a little. Feel the sides of the neck. Open your mouth a little, release the jaw. Let the tailbone be heavy, grounding you, rooting you into the earth. Notice the feeling of aliveness inside your body from your breathing, the vitality, the prana vayu, the subtle energy that relates to the element of air. Become familiar with the vibrations inside you, with this aliveness that we often overlook. Whether you feel it as the expanding and releasing of the inhale and exhale, or whether perhaps you sense it as an energy inside you. Continuing to be aware of your breathing as you bring your attention also to the sit bones, to the perineum. As you breathe down into the perineum, as if your breath started to grow roots into the earth, through the chair or the cushion, through the foundations of the building if you're inside, into the soil, and through the soil into the bedrock of the earth. Sensing the aliveness there right in the center of the earth. And the way the atoms inside the earth are also vibrating, just as they are inside your body. The shared vitality here between your body and this earth. the sense of being connected to the earth in this field of vibrational energy. And then as you continue to stay connected to your breathing, and now also connected through the roots that grow down deep into the center of the earth, bring your attention also to the crown of your head. Feeling the air above you also vibrating, atoms vibrating, the vitality in the sky above you. That sense of a vibrating universe above and around you. The moon vibrating at its own frequency, the sun at its own frequency, the planets throughout our solar system and beyond into the galaxy, all sharing in their own unique and shared dance of vital energy, of aliveness. Sensing yourself held in these infinite directions, down into the center of the earth and in all directions around you. Seeing where you're holding yourself tense as if you were separate from the vastness around you. Continue to use your breathing and any movements in your body to help yourself arrive back into the web that you're held in. So that as you open your body in vitality, you don't open yourself in a way that becomes stiff, rigid, in a way that imagines that you're separate. Coming back now into your own lungs, feeling your own breathing, the aliveness here. And this aliveness now as a shared vibration, something that actually can't be contained just within the confines of your lungs. The way in which the very act of breathing is a shared dance of this vitality. As we breathe in the vitality of the trees, of the plants, of nature. And as we breathe out our own vitality to give back as aliveness to the trees, to the plants, to nature. If we could see in terms of energy, we'd see this constant interchange of dance between ourselves and everything, between this planet and the universe. Letting yourself be held in the reassurance of this knowing of the vastness that you're held within. So that you in turn can hold the many different feelings that will inevitably move through you in this moment and in the next. In the same reassurance that all of this is safe. And so as you continue to feel your own body, your own breathing, sensing the space around you also now. And keeping the eyes themselves very, very quiet. When you're ready, very softly let the eyelids open. But see if you can keep your attention inside your body even as your eyes open, feeling your breathing, feeling this vitality of prana vayu, the vitality of the air element. Feeling your connectedness through the vertical axis down into the center of the earth and out in all directions into the universe. If you like, you can bring your palms together in front of the heart and close your eyes for a moment again. Remembering both to deeply, deeply honor each movement that arises inside you, each movement of body, of heart, and of mind, whilst at the same time holding it lightly, holding it within the perspective of the vastness that you rest within safely, taking it perhaps a little less personally, so that you move through your day with lightness, with confidence, with ease, with a playfulness that mimics and mirrors this ongoing playfulness of the dance of energy through us and around us and within all things. Namaste.